Welcome to the Entrepreneur Blueprint right here, man. One of my favorite people is in the building, the Churchboy with the wide vocabulary. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Blueprint, where we find dope entrepreneurs to give us the game, to give us the journey, and to let us understand what it took and what it takes to take it to another level. I got in the building, my brother, Pastor Earl Thomas is finally in the building. Shout out to you, Pastor. Thank you for giving us your time, man. You've been busy, Pastor.
No, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm happy to be here, man. What's going on? How you doing?
Listen, man. I'm super excited. Happy belated birthday to both of us, right?
Yeah,
Shout out to the Libras. You a Libra?
you know it.
Let's go. Libras in
October
the building.
16th.
Let's go. And man, we've been real busy, man. Just getting ready, just to grind it out all the way and elevate with the media part. You know what I'm saying, as far as the speaking end. And man, we've been really gauging on elevation right now. And when it comes to elevation, I'm talking to the man with the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? So we want to dive in. So on this show, what we do is we want to ask people their very first sense of entrepreneurship in your life. So let's go
Yeah.
back. So kind of trigger some memories for you. We've had some people say, "Look, man, I used to sell now laters back in the day. I used to sell Jolly Rancher. I used to help. I used to, mow lawns." What was the very first time that you felt entrepreneurship and you say, you know what, this is the way I'm going? Because were you a corporate one time and then, or was you kind of went back and forth, or you just now starting your journey as an entrepreneur?
Man, they fired me from corporate. Every time I tried to do corporate, they either fired me or didn't hire me. And I was just like, oh, okay. So when I was
There it go.
12 years old, on my way to Florida to go to the Bahamas with the O.W. Holmes Classical Academy Players. That was our fine arts team. I've been acting my whole life.
Shout out to Mr. Hill.
Yeah, man. What you know about that? That's right. You went to,
Yeah, I
yeah,
went
that's
to
right.
Holmes. Yeah.
So Mr. Gilmore,
Okay.
you remember Dr. Gilmore?
I remember Dr. Gilmore.
He was our fine arts teacher, drama
Okay.
teacher, theater teacher, and so we get to Florida, a whole lot of water around us. We get there, and there's this guy on the street corner, painted in all gray, got all gray on, standing still. All of a sudden, he moves. I say, "Wait a minute, y'all see that?" No, we ain't see that. You didn't see the guy back there? He said, "Oh, that's a pantomime." Ding, 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 ding. I said, "Oh, that's what I want to do." Told my granny. I got back to the house and told my granny. I said, "Granny, I saw this guy. I saw this guy." She took me to the library. Got me about 7 books, literally ballet, modern, folklore, all that stuff. And I'm like, "Why you give me these?" She said, "Because if you want to know anything about a craft, you got to go back to the basics."
Mm.
Long story short, she said this is the foundation of any and every kind of dance that you will know. 12 years old, I studied that thing from 12 to 13. At 13, I started performing the art of mime.
At 13.
At 13.
Okay.
At 15, I got my first check. It was $50.
But that was the beginning.
I said, "Wait, people will pay you to do what you love?"
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't turning back. So I mean, I knew a job, working on somebody's job wasn't for me. But it wasn't the dance. It was how I could connect people to do it.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it. And then the T-shirts and all that kind of stuff kind of came with it. And I was like, yeah, this what I want to do.
So that's dope because as when we talk about blueprints, I'm a builder, and one of the first things in building is the foundation.
Hmm.
For obviously, you got to find the property where you're going to build,
Yeah,
but you can't build anything on a bad foundation or else it'll
yeah,
crumble later on. And that story you just told is your foundation
yeah.
because to in the beginning, you it's like, which way are you gonna go? Which way am I gonna make a journey for myself? And at the age of 12, grinding it out. So look, 13, 14, you did see, look at the process. You didn't get a dime
Nah.
until 15.
And barely got a dime after that. You know, there was a generosity of people because it wasn't big in church like that. I was really never a church mime. My biggest platform was just in church. So it's like if I can do ministry, do something I love, and get a couple of dollars for it, that was what God wanted for my
What was it
life.
called? What was the name of it?
What I did?
Yeah,
We called ours Mastermind.
Mastermind.
Yeah, that meant in order to become a master, you had to first become the masters.
I love mine. When I see it, man, it's so. I'm a visual learner and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
visual person. Like, a lot of people say I struggle with just keeping it 100. I struggle with retaining the information from reading. I can
Mm.
read,
Mm-hmm.
but actually processing it and getting it after the fourth page, I think my mind is a little bit creative. But when I see the mime, every time I see it, and there's a message behind it,
Yeah.
it's very emotional. Especially if the person really knows how to bring that whole message out. So I've heard some good stories about you and your mime.
Hmm.
Did some research on it. And a matter of fact, I had your book. I was somewhere with your book. I think it was when we was in transition up here, and somebody said, "Oh, I know that dude used to mime." Because I think on
Yeah.
your book cover you had, yeah, and say, "Yeah, that guy, man, he's cold. He still mime." And I was like, "No, I don't think he mimes no more."
Nah,
And
man.
he said, "No, but man, would you ever go back?"
Yeah.
I think that'd be. I think. I mean, that
It
man.
got to be the right moment, not the
Okay,
right price.
okay,
They made offers. As a matter of fact, a partner of mine just called me. What's his third Tuesday? And said they were looking for some people to mime on Facebook, and so he hit me in my inbox and was like, "Bro, can you call me, Pastor?" And I'm like, called him. I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on, man?" He said, "You know what? Never mind. I forgot. Boy,
that you
you a
start
whole
doing. You're a
pastor.
whole
You,
pastor
I
now.
haven't mimed in 4 years. There was a time to where I thought I would never stop miming.
Yeah.
Then I looked up 4 years later, and I was like, this is the time to where I'm like, am I ever going to mime again?
How were you growing up? Like, I want to go into, you're 12, you're 15 now. You got your first $50 check, and you're starting to move into a business. But what was Pastor Earl before he was Pastor Earl? What were you into? What kind of teenager and stuff like? What were you into? Like, were you always artsy? Cause
I was always artsy, bro.
yeah, artsy.
Always music. I was a musician. I've been playing drums since I was 5 years old. The
Gotcha.
church that I pastor now, that's where I learned how to play drums in the
Yeah.
corner where I sit actually,
Right.
where I sit.
Yeah.
At 5 years old, my big brother set me right there. He said, "You want to play? Okay, play these drums." And he would train me and school me and beat me up if I would get out of pocket.
Mm.
A lot of people don't know the foundation comes from a pocket on the drums. But there's a difference between being a drummer and being a musician.
Got it.
There's a difference between being a drummer and being a percussionist.
Do you know how to read music?
Yes.
That's good.
I know how to read a little bit still now.
That's
It's
good.
been a long time,
Yeah.
but we didn't grow up just marching. We did UIL and all that stuff, so we know what ones look like in competition. But I was an artsy person. I was always into music, acting, and fashion.
Okay.
That was my thing. So I would put all those things together. When I mimed, I didn't mime in a regular robe or anything like that. You knew Mastermind when Mastermind came through
I
the door.
definitely know you're in fashion. I'm definitely seeing
That's
some of
just
the outfits.
I just
What you say? You got to kill them.
man, I just you got to look how the Lord wants you to look, man. You got to look
Got to
how the
kill
Lord
them.
wants you to look,
Yeah, I
man.
love it. I love your swag. A matter of fact,
Appreciate it, bro.
sidebar. Dang, I ain't never tell you this. So I
Oh
remember.
man.
So first time I invited some people to your church, and some of the girls, what I'm saying, some of the ladies that came, they should say, "Oh wait, that boy can dress." They was like, "Oh gee, that's GQ right there." And I love your swag, I love your style, and I love your confidence on that. But going into who you are today, my question is, what were the main pivotal moments for you in your life, which actually made you decide? Because you went to, because entrepreneurship, I always want to talk about education, right?
Mhm.
Did you go to college at all,
Yeah,
or you went straight? Okay.
I went to
How
college.
was your college experience?
It was cool. It wasn't what I wanted. I got accepted to a lot of schools. Berkeley should have been where I went.
Okay.
But I was kind of a big fan of the HBCUs even before I really knew what HBCUs were.
Got you.
True story. Doug Williams. I'm sorry, Greg Williams, former NFL quarterback.
Got it.
Am I saying the name right? Grambling State,
Grambling. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Washington Redskins
Got you.
quarterback, first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah.
He came to my school 2001, 2002 school year. He watched us practice. The coach told me to come over. My head coach told me to come over. He said, "Son, hey, you know what this is?" Doug Williams, that's his name. I said, "No, sir." He said, "This Doug Williams. You need to know him." Told me who he was, wrote his resume down. I was like, "Oh, okay, well, cool." There was we didn't have Google and all that back then,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so we had to kind of ask about research or go pick up a book. And like you, I wasn't a big reader.
Yeah.
I was a great tester. I
Struggle with
wasn't a
that,
big
man.
reader.
Struggle with that.
I read on the 12th grade level in the fourth grade though.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. I wanted to know. So he said, "Son, all you got to do is graduate." So I had a full ride. Sports. I played quarterback growing up. Sports, academics, and music to Grambling State University. Some stuff happened, which I got accepted to a plethora of schools, but it was between Berkeley. I was gonna go try out for Juilliard.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
there was a thing. They sent me a letter, like true story, like no cap, as my son it would say.
Wow.
Uh, because outside of the sports and all of that, I was just an artsy guy.
Yeah.
I was a music dance guy. So ballet, modern, all that stuff. That I love those kind of things because it challenged me. So uh, I didn't get to go to Grambling. I was low key forced to go to Texas Southern University.
Yeah.
So I stayed at Texas Southern for 2.5 years until I just started making my own decisions, and I realized I wasn't going to need college to be successful. I needed college for everybody else to feel successful
Yeah.
from what they wanted from me or what they thought I should be doing. So I didn't drop out of college then. I left Texas Southern, came back home, went to Mountain View, started studying dance. So I took ballet and modern at the same time. After that, it was just like do I need any of this? You
Mm.
know, I'm already talented. I'm already gifted.
Yeah.
Let me try to do me
Yeah.
for once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
I did that. I learned what success was from my own permission, and then with God's grace, I just kept going, bro. That's what that
So
was.
so did you go? You went to school, college, 2 years?
I went 2.5 at Texas Southern, then I studied ballet and modern for two.
Two. So two two. So two two. So 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And how much in financial, as far as the debt on the college, on the school?
A lot.
Would you say about over 100,000?
No, no, not that much. I didn't let it sting me like that. I
But
realized that I
but
was going to make more without a college degree.
so even in, let's say if $60,000, $50,000, let's say that right.
Mm-hmm.
So the question I always ask people, and I always have to give a disclaimer because people don't want to, I don't want to feel like people think I'm job bashing,
Yeah.
but that's a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
and that's a lot of time to say, no, I'm good. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
And so I like to find out if I could, even with my daughter, I found out very early. My
Mm-hmm.
son, I'm doing the same way. I highly recommend people to look at their children for their art and their gift, right? And then let's not waste no
Yeah.
time.
No, for real, for
And
real.
doggone sure not waste anybody's money
Mm-hmm.
and find out, man, this guy is cold at miming.
Mm-hmm. I ain't had nobody around me to tell me that though.
Right. What if I can turn this into
Yeah.
a business and then turn it into a miming franchise? And then watch this, Pastor. This is a business model for you. I think you should do it. I'm gonna give it to you and just give me a percentage.
I got you.
I think you should be a mime instructor. I think you should open up your mime academy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you should make it a global franchise after that.
So the only thing about that is I can't give you a percentage because it's already in the works.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
So
No, I love it. That's
here is
good. I
my.
didn't know that. So you kept that in the
Oh,
back pocket?
well,
Okay.
no, not really. So
That's good. I love that.
the fun and the career was performing mine,
Got you.
The passion was teaching it.
So you're teaching it currently.
Now I do a lot of mentorship on it now. I
Okay.
haven't taught it in about a year.
So let's talk offline. Let's make it a real business and let's do business.
Yeah, I mean, you got to.
Yeah, because I think that's dope. I mean,
The
every
way
time I
mine
see
is now
moms,
though is not, no disrespect. Some of them try to get mad at me, but they know who I am when it comes. They know who I
yeah.
am.
Because listen,
They know
right?
what I
Watch
did
this. You
for.
know, we live in the Dallas Bible Belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure this is a great service, and they can call you
Anytime.
and book the mimers out that you have professionally trained.
Yeah.
And that is a business model, my brother.
Yeah.
And we create the. So what I do is I create brands. I build the brands. I
Mm-hmm.
create the websites. We put the social media content out, and then we bring it out through Dream Media, and we push it out, and we film it so people can see it. I think that'll be a fire business model for you because, once again, your gift. I always talk people's gift. You're gifted in that, and you love that, and it was your first love.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we can
acting was my first love.
acting was your first love
That's why I studied and performed the art of mime so well.
because it's a lot of acting.
It's a lot of acting. It was never the dancing for me. It was
Gotcha.
always the, can I tell the story?
Through the words
Are
coming
you
through.
getting this?
That's cold.
It wasn't even really about the words. I'm gonna be real with you, because real mimes don't mime to words. That's what y'all see in church. I wasn't a church mime. I was a stage performing mime. I was an actual mime, but I got the opportunity to mime at church. That became my biggest platform. I made most of my money there too. I
Wow.
wasn't leaving the church.
Wow.
So where I was going to school and got in, let's just put it out there, got in $40,000 to $50,000 worth of debt. Once I stopped doing what everybody else told me to do, I started performing and teaching the art of mime, and I was making $60,000 a year
Wow.
just on my own. Outside of waiting tables, outside of preaching, outside of all that, because that came later.
I love it.
I was 16, 17, 18. When I went to Texas Southern, we did my brother and I, we did a freshman talent show. Won the freshman talent show and was booked for the next 6 months. I made a living off of that in Houston. Mine blew up in Houston after Mastermind went down there. I argue my point as for some of my people in Houston. They gonna have to say, nah, he right.
Yeah.
But I wasn't from Houston, so I didn't know all of the ins and out of church. I just did what I did. We were at grocery
Man,
stores
bro,
and everything.
it's funny because we and you talk all the time. I'm hearing the whole business model right now.
Yeah, nobody asked me about miming no more. They asked me
Yeah.
about pastor.
Yeah, no,
Fashion.
but watch this. This is where people mess up, and this is a lesson and a blessing all at one time. If you really want to help a tree grow,
To the root.
you gotta go to the root.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like everybody gotta realize that. Like stop being somebody. Like people were trying to make you something that you wasn't. You
Yeah.
had to kind of formulate to what they talking about.
Yeah.
I listen to people. This is a whole therapeutic situation for us. Like when I talk, I listen too.
Yeah.
Because if I could tap into what you love to do,
Yeah.
I don't got to argue with you about doing it. I could tell. Shout out to DJ Unscripted. He wants to be he is going to be an actor. He's acting. He told me he wanted to act. He's soon as it's almost crazy. Like the boy's in four movies right now.
That's what's up.
He met up with Pyru Johnson last night with Black Panther. Shout out to Wakanda. Y'all gotta go check out the movie. It's the manifestation starts happening as we're speaking. But if I talk to him about doing anything other than that, it's not a pull. It's like a force. I feel like this is something definitely. Like I'm serious about this. I really want when we cut these cameras off, we gotta talk. But this is a dope business model because guess what? People hire DJs for parties.
Mm-hmm.
They need the DJ. They need the talent, and it's something amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to create one of my favorite, bro. I don't. Man, this is crazy. I'm just thinking about this. So, I don't like no disrespect, but Vegas really is not for me. Like, nothing in Vegas has anything to do with Dream Entertainment
That's
or
what's
Dream Motivates or anything about Dream.
I
Like,
love Vegas.
shout out, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right? I don't drink.
Mhm.
So then it's like okay. I don't smoke. So then it's like okay. And I'm not going to gamble. Like I'm not. It's like oh okay. But
Do you sightsee?
There's the part I do like, and I do love the show. So every time I go,
Excuse me.
I love watching the Jabberwockies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They are definitely my favorite. I could watch Jabberwockies all day. It's
Yeah.
like they just super ice
Crazy
water,
though.
cold, the whole concept. And then I looked at how the Jabberwockies they just get booked and booked and booked and booked, and I love it because none of them have a face. So the business is the face.
Yeah.
It's not one particular person. So
Absolutely.
I don't know how the back office works with the Jabberwockies, but it's dope that I kind of looked it up a little bit, but you never know. If one dude fall off, it's like, bro, it's a system. Sorry, we
Yeah.
just gotta keep learning the dance
No.
moves, and
Right
we're
on.
gonna keep it popping. That's a whole business. So this, what you have, which is your foundation, is dope because that, my brother, separates you from all the pastorals and stuff that you got going on. That's
Well, there you go. There go your segue right there. I was just getting to that. People always will say, Earl, what separates you from all these people sitting at the table? Y'all pastors, you preach. Well, this before I was pastoring, but you preach. You in the fashion. You a businessman. You do this. I said, oh, I mime. The room
boom.
get quiet.
It is.
Not just that I
That's
mime.
fire,
No,
bro.
nobody mimes like I did.
That's fire. That's your bro. That's
Pause.
something. That's
Here's why I struggled all the time. Go get whoever you want. And I ain't talking about the spiritual stuff that they try to. Well, it's about God. We know that. Be quiet. I don't want to talk to mediocre mindset people about that. We know that. But they played church. I was a professional.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Promotion was my weakest element in my ministry / company.
Oh, sounds like a business
And I was
together.
doing every
I
single
can't
thing.
wait. Hey, y'all mark my words. Mark my words. After this podcast, watch what's about to happen.
You know,
Period.
I was doing everything on my own. It's
I
gonna
love
sound
it.
familiar.
I love it.
I was coming in. I was teaching the stuff.
Yep.
I was doing all of the
Yep.
marketing, media,
Yep.
promoting. So by the time it got ready for me to perform, I'm
You
tired.
tired. You couldn't concentrate on you
So what I did was
and
I
your
went
talent.
in when they invited me. They said we don't have no budget, but we want to know how can we get them to hire you. I said I'm gonna come in mine.
There you go.
Oh, I go mine. The people knew who was coming to the room. The ones that was paying didn't.
Shout out. So okay, and I want to go right there. I want to go back into because you were not always obviously Pastor Earl.
Mm-mm. Just
So
celebrate 3 years, September.
so 3 years
Shout out
in
to
the
the
game.
mountaintop.
Shout out to Mountaintop. So I want to go back in. So were there any entrepreneur endeavors other than mime prior to you being Pastor Earl? Just kind of I
I've been a
never
preacher
asked you
since
that.
'05.
Okay, so
Uh,
okay.
so my entrepreneurship was that of I was low key one of the dopest fashion stylists in this city.
Okay.
Yeah, so I rubbed shoulders with some pretty big names.
That's a whole nother
Uh,
business too.
yeah,
I love it.
but I did that low key. A lot of proms and stuff. You see, a lot of. I mean, that was me. But I modeled for a while. I never modeled to be on a runway. I modeled because I wanted to style people to be on the runway. So I got my foot in the door by being on the stage.
Have you done your own fashion show yet?
It's coming up in February.
Oh, another plug. I
Coming up
can't
in
wait,
February.
man. Why you keep, man? You supposed to be,
I told you I
you
was
supposed
busy.
to been telling me.
So
Okay,
I
cool.
told you what I tell you, DJ Unscripted. Shout out to DJ Unscripted. He cut me off. He went the other way around, done
Oh
it. He cut me
nah.
off.
Somebody was
That's my
busy.
pastor voice. He cut me
Somebody
off.
was busy. All right, so look, so fashion. So let's say we took Pastor Earl off the shelf, just for a 2nd.
Mhm.
You were not Pastor Earl today. What are the top 3 businesses that you would start right now? No, with your talents and stuff like that. I want to hear that.
You can't ask me that. You want the true answer?
I do.
I'm gonna be a drug dealer.
Okay, let's go.
That's it. I don't have to do nothing else.
Which one Which one you selling?
I'm selling drugs.
Which one? Any particular one?
Which one making the most money right now? I need to know where they at, who they selling it to, and where they getting it from.
Oh
Ah,
man.
know what I need to know. No, man. That would be number one. Number two
That is still we're still ranking on number 1.
would definitely be it would be in the entertainment industry. I would be acting if I wasn't doing anything else.
Acting. Okay,
That's
good.
my number one thing.
Acting. I love it. Let's go.
Outside of that, it would probably be somewhere either in like motivational speaking
Okay.
or somewhere in that music.
All right.
Like that's just I'm at a place that I've been at a place in my life now. I don't force nothing. I do what's in me.
Gotcha.
I'm not looking for no job. I ain't looking for no 9 to 5. I ain't did one of those since my son graduated from high school, and I've been at a place to where there's no looking back. So between writing these books and all that, see the book. Shout out Churchboy with a wide vocabulary. Y'all go
Yeah,
get
y'all
that.
go cop that.
EarlDThomas.org. I'm on Amazon too. All of that.
Shameless plug. Let's go.
Shameless plug. So the book was behind schedule. I wrote the book in here 7 years ago.
Yeah,
You know,
I know the feeling.
so there was like, I do this thing with what's in your hands, and you're talking about like
Oh
how
yeah,
we're
I remember
creating
you did me one
generational.
time.
You know,
Yeah,
if you don't know what's in your hands, you'll never know what's on the table.
yeah.
Because we invite people to rooms. Don't miss this. We invite people to rooms who never have anything to bring to the table,
Mm.
and so now you're sitting in a room empty, but it's a room full of people that can suffice from your services, but they'll never get it until you realize what's in your hand.
Powerful.
So when I realized what was in my hands, the pastor is the last thing on the list. I'm a church boy with a wide vocabulary.
Yeah.
So I used to be all over the place. Now I'm just everywhere. Fashion, the music is coming, but it may not even be for me. You know, building a conglomerate. So with the mountaintop, God has blessed me to be able to be this guy, and the title of pastor I inherited. I was always going to do what I was going to do.
I, this is gonna be funny, but I gotta say it. So you said something about acting, right?
Hmm.
So I want to shout out because if this happens, this is just funny because I think every
Man,
now
you
and then this
crazy.
stuff happens, dog. If you got an opportunity to be a stunt double for Lil Duval,
Oh man,
would you take the? Would you take the? Would you take it? Because
Hey,
my man's out there,
you need to let me know how much check gonna be.
There you
I'm out
go.
there.
Let's go.
Word, word.
I love
And
it.
it's Earl D. Thomas,
There
not
you go.
Earl Thomas.
Yeah, it corrected.
Earl D. Thomas. That's what's gonna be on the check.
I
Going to be his stunt devil.
I love it.
Is he big enough to have a stunt devil yet?
You know, he's getting up there.
I like him.
I
He
like him a
funny.
lot. It's
He
very funny.
crazy, man.
Y'all so.
We need to meet.
I would love for
Invite him to
y'all
the
to
church,
meet.
man.
I think he's gonna. I think he's actually if I get the word, but I think he's coming to Dallas to do some comedy. So I'll most definitely connect
We
that.
need to be in the room.
Because when I first seen you, brother, I had to.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about that. I think I'm a little bit more handsome, but I mean, no shade on that grown man. Maybe he'll invite me to the room and he'll get mad at me and say, "Wait a minute, what you mean you more handsome than me?" I didn't want to talk to you, my brother. Let's. What you need me to do?
So acting and in fashion shows and stuff like that. That's what you would do. What's your third business that you would start?
Drug dealer.
That's the first one.
That's the first.
All
Okay,
right,
I'll
pals,
make
we
sure we
already
didn't
know.
miss that one. Got you.
All right, gotcha.
Man, what would I do right now? That's kind of like
That's it.
we said fashion. We said acting,
Acting,
fashion, music.
music. Okay, cool. So with that being said, um, I definitely want to. I always like. I love to trigger or pull out entrepreneurship and
Hmm.
help with those things
Yeah.
that's in your business. So I'm very looking forward to awakening some of those or helping and assist with some of that stuff right there. I want to definitely dive into the Pastor Earl that you are today. And I have some spiritual questions for you, man. So I most definitely want everybody to stay tuned. We're right here with Pastor Earl Thomas. Let's go. What up, guys? Man, Dream with Dream Motivates University. Here's what you get with your tuition. Number one, you're going to get an awesome Letterman jacket, t-shirt, and wristband. Let's deep dive. We're going to get discounts on all events and courses, a list of Zoom masterclasses with skilled instructors, access to our amazing book club. We're also going to give you discounts to all marketing materials brought to you by Dream Media Agency. And last but not least, discounts on all our merch. I can't wait. I'll see you on the other side. DMU, Dream Motivates University. Let's get it. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Blueprint with my brother Earl D. Thomas. Churchboy with a wide vocabulary. I'm blessed right now, literally, man, because um, I've always wanted to go back. I've dealt with a lot of stuff when it comes to God and the spiritual world.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the real. And I love God. I speak Him every time I walk. Um, Matter of fact, my first pillar in business
Mm-hmm.
is God. So it's
Yeah.
it's my foundation. So this is all about the entrepreneur world. And man, I just to be honest with you, man, the building of a church, the church building,
Mm-hmm.
um, to be honest, it let me down a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it let me down a lot of times, just the building of it. And I can't help it because I am a businessman,
Right.
right? And before I go to that part, I want to ask you as a pastor right now, how do you separate? This is a deep question. And if I get too deep, just be like, I'm gonna opt out on it. But it's not gonna be crazy. But
I don't have no secrets to
yeah,
tell.
yeah, yeah. So, how do you, as a man of God, as a pastor that you are today, coming from the entrepreneurs, you've been in the, as a pastor, but you've been preaching since '05. How do you separate business? Because I know how the business works, and I want you to, if you can explain how business works in the church. I know how, but if you can separate it, how do you separate that part to from the spiritual walk and your assignment that God has put you on right now that you took the assignment, shout out, and man, let me give you your trophy, your flowers. You do an amazing job
Thanks, man.
doing this, man.
I appreciate that.
Like straight up, how do you separate it from the business side versus the spiritual side in business? And before you say that, explain to us right now the business of a church. How does church make money? How does that work?
Man, I don't really separate it, bro. Like
Okay.
it has to be a part of what we do.
Okay.
Uh, uh, I ask God rid me of those people, or letting those people affect me, or drive me to a place to where uh, 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 how they say, well, the church is a business for them. That it ain't ministry for them. It's just a business. And I'm like, no, we have to do business in order to serve you properly. So the tithe is not the first thing I speak on. The offering is not the first thing I speak on. It's the heart of the people.
Gotcha.
As a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a
Yes.
businessman,
Yes.
have to make allow the people and help the people understand that we need this in order to do this fluently.
Got you.
It does not work without both entities.
How do you explain that? How do you? All right. When and how do you explain that to a person who has come into your church? They never seen you. They never met you. They're sitting in the pew, and then the word tithe comes out, the word offering comes out, the word this keeps coming out more and more and more. How do you explain that to people um, based on your experience now? Because I love that you say you don't lead with that. You know what I mean?
I
So
don't really explain it. I kind of so the walk. I tell people this is a new day. I can't tell you how to pastor. I can't tell you how to pastor. I can only do what God told me to do, right? So I don't even pastor from a religious point of view. I pastor from a people point of view.
yeah,
I'm not a pastor religious leader. I'm a pastor people leader. But I get into the text. It does says bring all the tithes and the offering into the storehouse so that my storehouse will have meat. You call me dope. You want me to keep being dope? I don't need to struggle while I'm helping you
yeah,
with your life. What that means is I'm not asking you to bring your car no money. I'm not asking you to bring your mortgage. People do that in faith. That's when they understand faith. People do that out of priority to what's in their heart. That's when they understand that this man feeds me on a level and in an area that my job can't do.
mm-hmm.
He helps my wife and I. He helps my kids and I. I know that I can get something on a Monday or a Sunday or a Wednesday, or if I just so happen to pick up the phone and call my pastor, because I am a man, I am a a father, I am a businessman, then I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor last on any list. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Right? So when it comes to the business of the church, I believe that it's more fundamental and common sense now than complicated because I hear the people dog the pastor for driving a Mercedes or a Bentley
Yeah.
or a Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
not knowing that this man got real estate
Yeah.
out the
Yeah.
out the wazoo.
Absolutely.
Uh, not just a couple of houses, commercial. Some of them are the finance. They are the bank.
Yeah. I remember.
Books and all of that
I
stuff.
won't name the mentor, but a huge mentor of mine, and he told me, "Dream, never get a 501c, never do a nonprofit. You're not going to be able to do it." This is what he said. I mean, and it make a lot of sense. He said, "You don't want the pastor effect." What's that? So I'm gonna tell you what the pastor effect is. The pastor effect is, Dream, you already got money.
Yeah,
You already got nice cars. You have
yeah,
a nice house. You have God has blessed you.
yeah.
The minute you
They gonna
have a
think it came
nonprofit,
from the
they
church.
think they came from that. And I said,
Yeah,
bet. He said, what you do is, and I've started doing this, and I'm definitely looking for nonprofits to partner with. But he said, partner with some nonprofits that you wanna put your money in, and
yeah.
just partner with them. And I said, man,
Pause.
that's a
Hold on. I
dope.
got one. I got one that you can partner with. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that and give proceeds to something that I want to look at it. So I have one that's called Helping Us Help Her. My girl DeAndre Gray for domestic violence for young women. That's one that I really help out. Um, and it works so good. And I don't have to worry about. I'm like, yo, I am for profit.
Yeah. No, real talk.
Dream. You want Dream Motivates to come be a keynote speaking. There is a
Yeah.
fee. If you want me to have my service, there's a fee. If you need consulting, there's a fee. Um, but as a pastor in the business of pastoral, I will say from one person that was sitting in the pews to a pastor, the reason why I felt like the church, the body of the church building, it start as I got older and I started being more mature. I didn't like the fact that people were constantly trying to resave Sister Johnson. So Sister Johnson's been in the church all day, and she don't have no more money. However, if we're not systemically getting the knowledge inside of the schools, they're teaching them what they're going to teach them in the school. No
Yeah.
disrespect.
Yeah.
There's an obligation.
Hmm.
If you want money from the congregation,
Yeah.
then the congregation needs to be making money.
So let's vibe. So my outlook on that, I tell even my leaders, they told us to bring the tide,
Correct.
but they never taught us how to go create the tide.
Man, why? Why?
It will go left if we allow ourselves to, but slavery played a part in that. Systemic racism played a part in that.
Mm,
Religious slavery and religious racism played a part in that. But breaking down the dialect of where we are now, I would never tell somebody to bring something that they don't have. The Bible says, "Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, so that my store will have meat." What that means is, you got to know what's in your hands in order to go create that tithe.
once again,
So I
yeah,
can't ask you for 10% when you don't have 100.
yeah,
I can't ask you for $100 seed on a certain Sunday when you don't even make 20.
yeah.
So the thing is, I have a twin sister. She's very education. She's in education. That's her thing. I'm an entrepreneur. So I have a 501c3, a nonprofit called Young People Winning. We call
Okay.
it YPW.
I didn't know that was a 501c3.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I had to create that because I had to spread my wings a little bit and show people how I got here, not how we got here, because we have hashtag the teacher, hashtag the preacher, hashtag the educator, hashtag the pastor. So from a educational point of view, I would always tell people, let me connect you with my smart friends because
Mm,
I'm intelligent. I'm not collegiate.
got you.
My twin is collegiate. But when you want to talk about how to get up and go get it every day,
That's you.
I need you to come sit down and talk to me.
See, let me tell you. So this is deeply rooted with me, man, because I don't tell the story a lot, but it's my story. I'm from Philly,
Yeah.
right? So how I got from Philly to Dallas, my stepfather
Mm.
was a minister,
Mm-hmm.
and he went to Bishop College,
Cool.
which is now Paul Quinn College. And so Freddie Haynes with the bishop and a couple
Yeah.
other, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's how him and Freddie know each other. And so my stepfather was the assistant pastor of Mount Tabor Baptist Church.
Oh, cool. Shout out to my table, my good
Yeah,
friend of mine. He's the pastor now.
yep, yep. Reverend Nash.
No, Brandon. Ooh,
I know
yeah,
Reverend Nash was the
was the
pastor.
pastor
Okay, oh, so
many
he's not the pastor
years.
no more.
No, he
Okay,
retired.
so
He's
yeah, I know Chuck Nash. I know all them. So
cool.
so we're real good friends, and
Great
family.
guy.
Yeah, super
Nash,
dope.
great guy.
Um, here's and I'm not no disrespect to the church, like, but
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it 100. So my father, we were bad. It was bad. We
Mm.
were broke. So I'm talking about we went to church every day,
Hmm.
Monday, Tuesday, because my dad was just loved God. He's
Hmm.
in God. He loved it. He loved God, whatever. But we were terribly broke, and I remember. So as I got older, I'm like, yo. So as a child, I really didn't understand. As I got older, I was like, yo, that was crazy. They would talk about us not having clothes, how we looked. Sometimes we didn't have a wash and dryer, so sometimes the clothes would smell foul.
Yeah.
I would hear people talk about, you know what I'm
Wow.
saying, how we're looking and
I understand.
everything like that. And here we go. My father, my stepfather, just giving everything to this church, everything, bruh. And if they if and this is where it pisses me off, because if this man had a so many degrees, he was very intelligent, but the financial literacy
Yeah.
just was not there.
Absolutely.
Period. No disrespect to you, pops, but because he's a teacher now in Victorville, California, he's doing well, and he had to learn from that situation. Lights off, roach infestation at my place, and I remember distinctly, just like my certification right there with Dr. Eric Thomas up there.
Yeah.
I remember all these certifications on our wall inside of this small apartment, and lights being off for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, and distinctly we have roach infestation. And I remember, and this is crazy if you think about it, and ironically, that I remember on the wall most of the roaches were behind all those master degrees.
Mm.
And if you just tap it a little bit,
There you finna go.
it's like 200 or 300 of them just falling up out of there. And I'm talking about infest. So I didn't know any better
Yeah.
until I got exposed to going to somebody else's house.
Wow.
Steve Gowans, shout out to Steve, and he didn't have roaches. I literally asked him, said, "Bro, where your roaches at?"
Yeah. Because that's what you were accustomed to. That's what you were
Bro,
used
I
to.
didn't know.
My grandmother's house was like that. Excuse me.
Really.
Yeah. Infestation was an understatement. I can't just relate. I can assure you it was worse.
Yeah.
Because she
Nah.
was a hoarder. So there wasn't just places for the roaches to hide. Just like in some of our lives and our relationships, there were some places for the roaches to live.
Yeah. Wow.
So we were in a place, bro, to where when you walk in the house, there was a trail, one trail through the house. One way
Mhm.
you go to the rooms to the bathroom, and the other way you go to the kitchen. So if you didn't have the food uh, uh,
Covered
cooked
up.
within 10 minutes,
It's out.
we sharing.
They gone.
I ain't talking about sharing with siblings. I'm talking about
Shout
sharing
out.
with the
I know
roaches.
exactly what you're talking about, man. And
When you turn the lights on,
bruh, they scatter.
they scatter. They go
Yep.
back to hiding.
Facts. Yeah.
So here it is now, being in this place, bro. I would not pastor if I could not help people win.
And that's my thing. And
I don't want to do
to
it.
all pastors, please, man. Like I'm being serious.
So even at the
Y'all
mountaintop, bro,
need to.
we got to have financial literacy.
Bro,
Have to.
it just makes you need to bring people in to empower. Doesn't it make sense? If everybody in the church has a 750 credit score, they're able to get loans for their business.
But here,
They're able to do so many different things, right?
so let's talk though, because I mean, I get that. We talked about this a little bit before.
Mm-hmm.
The question be, is that really possible? And I know because some people have a problem with the church, but some church people and then some leaders, we have a problem with the conference because we go to the conference
Mm-hmm.
and it's like No, I ain't going back to church. And it's like, well, no, I ain't going back to the conference. I ain't getting nothing from the church. Well, I ain't getting nothing from the conference. I
Mm-hmm.
paid.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you for your tithe. You asked me for $1,500,
Mm-hmm.
$1,700 to come to the conference. Crazy part is, shout out to TD Jakes, Bishop TD Jakes. Been my number one since I've been knowing what preaching is really. Was a member of his church in 2017 before I went back and got in position to pastor where I am now. Uh, Someone took me to a Project Gideon. I never knew the likes of it changed my life. It changed the way I did life, changed the way I did ministry,
Yeah.
changed the way I did business, changed the
Yeah.
way I did relationship.
Yeah.
I never do business with snakes. I never do ministry with snakes.
Yeah.
I never do life with snakes. Because in any setting,
They'll
the
bite you.
snake gonna bite you,
Shout out. Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
I ran up on a season to where when I realized people that knew they couldn't kill you, they'll try to kill your season.
Mm.
So when I shifted and I took all of that I learned, I said, wait a minute, all I gotta go do is join the church, because he was feeding that every Sunday. But there was a positive shift that
Yeah.
came with the conference that we could get something different
Yeah.
from that weekend
Mm.
versus just that hour and a half, 2 hours on that Sunday, right?
Got you.
Because you had other people that didn't just have what he had, but they sound like he sound, they move like he moved, and they believe like he believed. So there was the connection, even with Pastor Earl and the dream motivates. We see it the same.
Yeah.
And when you got a room of people who see it the same,
Yeah.
it's kind of easier for your church to say,
Yeah.
my pastor ain't just
Yeah. No. Shout
dope.
out to the mountaintop.
My pastor is financial
Mountain.
literate.
Hey, everybody. And I want to pause, man. If y'all don't have a church home in Dallas, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Thank you, man.
If you don't have a church home, come as you are. Go in there and get blessed. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a whole experience. The mountaintop is the truth.
To
I
God be the glory.
definitely want you guys to
Thank you, man. Y'all should come.
yeah, no, that's a
Every
big.
Sunday, 11 a.m.,
Yeah.
1938 Denison
I love
Street.
that it's 11. Shout out to 11. Thank you, Lord. At 9 o'clock.
I'm a Saturday night people.
No, come on, man.
They
Get
be like,
that
oh, wait,
11
where?
o'clock.
You start at 11?
Yeah, let's go.
Now
Pull
we're going
up.
to go over there and see Earl tonight.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, y'all
Yeah,
come
please go out over there and get fed. And
on. Wednesday, 7:15. We
Bible study. Shout out. Very good. And the expansion is happening right now. And I'm so proud of you for doing it. But that's just been and I'm glad that you're acceptable to that. And I want other pastors. And I'm going to say on the blueprint. So to pastors that's trying to figure this out, and this is my opinion, let's understand the blueprint. The foundation is going to be their mindset. You start talking to
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
about getting their credit score. That's not so. That's equivalent to putting a framework on dirt. So you framing, right? You can't put the frame of a house on the dirt. A foundation has to be very steady. It's a very here's the dope thing about a foundation. Before you pour that concrete, it's called something called underlying plumbing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the stuff has to be ready first.
It got to be ready. And it got to be right.
And it got to be right.
No leaks, no cracks.
Yeah, that toilet drainage got to be right there. The other drain. So
To
before
outlet.
you pour
Mm-hmm.
the foundation, the mindset. Listen, matter of fact, I would challenge you right now to just stop the congregation and say, listen, I just need an inventory check. Whoever wants to change their situation financially right now, I need you to sit on this side. And whoever's good, I need y'all to stay right here.
Mm-hmm.
Shift.
Yeah.
Right? All right, cool. I'm talking to y'all, so now we got an understanding.
Yeah.
First things first, I need y'all to follow the instructions because I want to empower you. If we get that empowerment, then put the framework together. Now we can build the house. After we build the house, then we put the furniture in the house. And now we can live there.
So I don't have nothing but the text. It says a man that buildeth the house must first count up the costs. Here we are, coming out of a pandemic,
Facts. Ooh, facts.
relying on people to return to a place that some realize they never learned anything from.
Mm.
It was scripture, prayer, song, offering, preacher, offering,
Yeah,
praise
another
break,
another
offering,
Yeah.
and it was like, what are we giving to?
Yeah.
So now I realized that people will not, especially the millennial, will not follow a leader who doesn't know who they are.
Mm.
It's not about the cars. They want to know what you got,
Yeah.
how you get it.
Yeah.
Was it handed to you?
Yeah. What was the
Did you
steps?
build it?
Shut up. Yeah.
So before I built the people, I had to build Earl.
Yeah.
I had to step back and say, wait a minute, credit score can't be at 300 telling folk, hey,
Correct.
we about to go get this 715 because they
Correct.
looking like, wait, we about to go get this 715.
We.
Well, no, I'm at such and such. But then you also got to be
Yeah.
around people because it's levels, you know.
Yeah.
You got to be around people who already got 700,
Yeah.
800.
Yeah.
Because what they did naturally,
Yeah.
sometimes we got to do spiritually.
Yeah.
And we will build broken people to a place. And before we build the house, we got to build the people.
I love it. Yeah.
Because you cannot build a house
Facts.
if the people that's going to live in it are
preach.
broken as well.
You preach.
I'm trying not to.
Come on, man.
We build. I'm talking about. So here it is. Will it cost me $500,000 to build this house,
Mm-hmm.
or will it cost me them leaving this church because I don't have a vision? Spin the block.
Hold on. Teach everybody how to do it at the mountaintop.
You got to get up and spin. When you, I can't go too far. I'm a little restricted right now.
He said pause. Hold on.
Pause. Stop. Rewind.
Right.
Press play. Now chop
And screw.
Will it cost me it'll cost me 500,000 maybe plus because I know you got big dope homes.
Yeah.
So I got to go in there knowing, first of all, my credit score need to be at least a 750, not a 680. They wanted us to have a 680.
Yeah.
Lean all the way to the front of y'all cameras right here. They wanted us to have a 680 so that we can get mediocre percentage rates.
There you go. Ooh, you just dropped it.
When we are taught to go in and get the 750 plus,
There you go.
then it levels the playing field.
Premium. Yeah.
So
Premium.
now it's not the fact that some of them be mad that we can get the house. They be mad that we can get the house the same way in the same fashion that they can get the house.
Now.
And then I'm gonna go break bread with
now
my brother.
you talking. There you go.
So I'm not gonna go to such and such. I'm gonna come to my brother and say, hey, look,
Ecosystem.
boom, here I am right here.
Yeah.
How can we keep this conglomerate? But the black church don't teach the value and the power of the black dollar. So that's why we always losing on some ends of the spectrum because
Yeah.
we don't own nothing.
They
in
say
society.
the black dollar stays in the community for 6 hours.
Barely. That was pre-pandemic.
So it's less than that.
That was pre-pandemic.
So yeah, that has to change. And I love the word proximity. Of course, we're all going to hear about it and how amazing that the proximity of the mountaintop at this point, and being in that proximity because the leader, like yourself, is going. So I have a program called the Reset Program where we help people with their credit. We help people structure everything so they can set up, because your personal credit has to be right first. Then you get into business credit. Then you get into some investment. So it's steps to this.
Yeah.
And that now that you're going to be offering and teaching this to your congregation, I guarantee you'll see shifts upon shifts upon shifts happening.
Already happening.
Yeah, happening
Already
at
happening.
a rapid speed because you are now becoming a part, and this is my whole theme for the new year coming to. I want to become a part of the solution, not the problem.
Yeah.
Right? So now you're solution based, and I think this would be good for other pastorals to lean towards you to see how you're doing it, because, bro, you are definitely doing it
You asked me
in a big magnitude right now.
You asked me. You said, "What drug you selling?" Shoot, success,
Let's go.
financial freedom,
Yeah.
credit worthiness.
Yeah.
And I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm not going to put myself in the reset program. Shout out to Dream Motivates. I'm in the reset program.
Let's go. Yeah, it's powerful.
But I didn't get in the reset program and I got still. Dream,
Got
where my
busy.
stuff? Now I know I've been working. That's why I say, bro,
Hey, bro got busy.
call your guy.
Yeah, bro, shout out to OC.
You know.
Um,
So the first thing is we got to know the cost.
Yeah.
We got to know the people.
Yeah.
Because what we can't afford to do is keep allowing people to live in our house who we do not know.
Mm,
We know them with a smile on their face, but we don't know them when they get upset.
yeah.
We know them with $30,000 in their account, but we don't know how they move when they only got $30 to their
Shout
name.
out. They got to learn how to move it.
When the account is in the negative, do you still know how to get up and go get it? So I don't feed people fish. I invite you to the fish fry, but you're gonna have to watch me flip this. You gonna have to watch
Come
me flip
on,
this.
man. That's why I love you, man.
I
Hey,
I had to
listen,
stop
man.
playing
That's why I
games with
love you so
me.
much, man. Like the real talk, bro.
Bro, I had to stop playing games with me so
That's
that
why I
God
love
can
you.
prepare me for these people.
I
I'm three
love you.
years in
I love you.
as pastoring, and I had to learn Earl the first two. The first year I had to learn who Earl was. The
Yeah,
second year I had to learn who Earl was not.
let's go, man. I'm so proud of you. Listen, I definitely want people to understand the business behind the church and how we can all elevate the church as an ecosystem. We need to learn. I would love to be a part of the solution for any church. I definitely want to come in and serve anytime. I know the Wednesdays is the best time, so even if I gotta
We
chime in, because
virtual the rest of the Wednesdays.
DJ Unscripted is he's now able to take over the clubhouse room. So
That's
if
dope.
I'm able to come in and do educational financial literacy setup for the church for you guys, definitely want to do that to serve and to grow everything up, because that's what I want to see, and that is going to be your separation from other pastorals that's happening. I want everybody to learn from you, and
I'm
because
still learning, man.
yeah,
I do the
because what
best I
you're
can.
doing is amazing. Before we get out of here, I definitely want to give you a huge shout out to how you are literally right now. When I go into your church, when several times I've been there, I didn't feel any. I didn't feel any judgment. I didn't feel any
Oh
resistance. I didn't feel any.
no.
Everybody was so just
Yeah.
serving
And I'm
and
not saying
giving.
everybody perfect, bro, but they see the culture.
Yeah,
First of
bro.
all, your pastor is nice. Your leader is
Man,
nice. They be
everybody
like, Pastor,
was.
you too nice. I'm like, no, here it is. Here go the word. He said with love and kindness.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to that. I remember being in there and I seen everybody turn around and say, "Oh, this is unity. This is different." So I want to shout out to everybody. So tell everybody about. Go ahead and plug away everything that you got going on. I want them to get value, and I definitely want you guys to follow Pastor Earl in his journey. Go buy his book, which he's going to let you know the outlets, and definitely check him out online too. So let's go ahead and open up all streams for you, Pastor.
Appreciate that, bro. Earl D. Thomas on social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, uh, Clubhouse, uh, what you call that other one? Snapchat, all
Yeah,
that,
all of
all
it.
that stuff. Twitter is at the Earl D. Thomas.
Okay.
At the Earl D. Thomas. Go follow New Mount Zion PBC on Facebook. That's where we do our Sunday services for the live stream. Also, y'all do me a favor, go subscribe to TMT NMZ. That's TMT NMZ on YouTube. Earl D. Thomas on YouTube. I'm getting ready to start the Wide Vocabulary Room on Clubhouse. EarlDThomas.org to buy my book, man. Go support me. Go get that book. It's not just a game changer, it's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
EarlDThomas.org, Churchboy with a wide vocabulary. And God is just blessing us, man, to do some things. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for having me, because what we have to do is we have to help each other sometime.
Yeah.
Sometimes we feel like it's like almost like we get so big
Yeah.
that we don't remember, wait a minute, this person helped push me here,
Yeah.
or this person helped pull me here.
Absolutely.
And so with just being all over the place in a good way, go follow, because I believe that I can help. I believe that I can set apart. I believe that I can influence to a place to where when you're talking spiritual, mental, financial, I'm your guy.
And do not forget my gift to you, your new podcast.
Absolutely.
Let's plug it up.
Absolutely. Wild Vocabulary Podcast. Check this out. First season, y'all need to get ready for this. It's gonna be called Church Hurt. With your boy, with me, you guys, we're gonna have Dream Motivate's gonna be stepping in. DJ Unscripted
Shout out to
gonna be
DJ
on
Unscripted.
there. My guy, congratulations on everything that you got going on. Did I say that right? I said
You
that
said
right.
it correct. Very correct.
It's gonna be dropping really, really soon. We're gonna be giving you guys all kind of not just nuggets, but I call them life tools, bro.
Let's
I
go.
call them life tools, because what I saw with the connection was next level covenant.
With that being said, I need y'all to definitely stay tuned, like and subscribe.
Yes.
Everything on Dream Motivates, and most definitely follow Pastor Earl D. Thomas.
Yeah.
We right here. Like I always say, keep God first, and I'll earn the problem. It's your boy Dream Motivates. The Entrepreneur Blueprint. Like and subscribe. Stop playing.
Absolutely.